Let's talk about Portland's upcoming camping ban. We've talked about it a lot, but we're not done yet. It was passed exactly 3 weeks ago and will be slowly phased in next month, according to the city. Here's what it will do. It bans camping on city property from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. That means that tents on sidewalks have to be taken down and moved. It also creates a complete ban on camping in areas like parks, near schools and daycares, and in high crash corridors. Homeless people can be warned to move their tents once per day, and if they're warned twice and still refuse to move, then on the third time they can be fined up to $100 and also face up to 30 days in jail, at least in theory. But the big key is enforcement. It's that there must be places for homeless people to go when it's enforced. It has to be an open spot for them to go when they're told to move. That's because of the Boise v. Martin Supreme Court decision that's influenced camping policy really across the country. Multnomah County District Attorney Mike Schmidt says he does not think that jail time and fines will actually be used if someone is cited for violating the ban. He says that during his conversations with city leaders about enforcement, the goal of the ban is not criminal charges and consequences.
My goal will be the same as the city's goal. If a prosecution is commenced, that our goal is going to be to also get that person connected to services. So I've already been in communication and contacts with the city, with the county to say, hey, what resources can we have in the courtroom? So when that person shows up, we can say, hey, Mr. So-and-so, connect with this person here, and they're going to get you connected to resources. It's still our hope that that's how those cases could be handled. But we will be looking at every referral to our office on a case-by-case basis, and if we have the evidence that we need to enforce it, we will.
So why does Schmidt not think that jail and fines are a good option to use to enforce the ban? Well, he says they would not fix the actual problem.
So philosophically, I mean, and I've said this over and over again, a jail bed is our most expensive housing option in our community. It's like $314 a day or something like that. And it's the least effective at long-term stabilization. So it's not a cure. It should not be a housing substitute. It should be in the rare of occasions. And quite frankly, I don't even see these cases, I don't see jail being used realistically. Also, a fine seems a little bit pointless to somebody who's indigent and can't pay for anything as well. But I think just having the contact of the court system, we've seen benefits in our treatment courts that just showing up and getting people there can make those connections. So yeah, I think still if the approach was, oh, let's just put everybody in jail, that would be a bad approach. That would be money wasted and it wouldn't actually fix the problem at all. But my hope is that's not where this is going, that we can bring people into the court system and we can hopefully be connectors and facilitators of those connections.
The district attorney says that actually prosecuting these camping ban violations will be incredibly work intensive compared to other misdemeanor cases. For example, criminal trespass or disorderly conduct cases may require testimony and reports from one police officer, but the camping ban cases would need testimony and reports from potentially 3 different officers if different officers are giving each citation to that one person. And not only that, prosecutors would have to prove that services or shelter were available to that person each time they were cited after refusing the help in the first place.
Clearly, one of the defenses would be, yeah, they said I need to get off the streets, but there was nowhere for me to go. So we are going to have to be able to prove that, no, there was an option, there was a place for you to go, this is what it was. So they will be more intensive for us to prove than a run-of-the-mill misdemeanor.
Okay, so here's my opinion on this. The point of having possible jail time or fines is to motivate people to change their behavior. Right now, the worthless Measure 110 citations, for example, are as a joke, so we see what a toothless penalty has done for drug use. If you really want people to stop camping all over our city, they need consequences if they refuse to stop. And no, I don't think anyone wants to see houseless folks actually thrown into jail. But without the realistic possibility of that happening, many people are not going to change. That's what we have now. And how's that working for us? It's not. So, it's promising that the new camping ban actually does have teeth, at least in theory. But now the district attorney is saying, I don't see jail being used. Commissioner Rene Gonzalez said something similar. Okay. Instead, the DA envisions a world where people are told to go to court and they show up, and while they're there, they're told to connect with services, and magically they do. Permit me to doubt. Instead of telling anyone paying attention that this law will not be enforced, how about enforcing it? How about bringing consequences to folks who refuse to stop camping wherever they want? Because without that, we have just another hollow promise of a camping ban that will make no difference. And the many who already felt their faith in government leaders slipping will feel it fall to a brand new low. That's my opinion anyway. What's yours? Let us know.